Hey, financially savvy travelers, welcome back to the Thought Card. I'm Danielle Corbett, and let me tell you, spring is in full bloom at Walt Disney World, where EPCOT is bursting with color, creativity, and fresh flavors. Throughout the year, Disney hosts 4 EPCOT festivals, all worth planning a trip around. Well, this March, we enjoyed attending the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival, known for its lifelike topiaries, gorgeous flower displays, enchanting butterfly garden, and fresh springtime flavors from the outdoor kitchens. EPCOT is already our favorite Disney park, so attending during a festival was literally just icing on the cake for us, adding an extra layer of magic to our experience. Whether you visited the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival once, or you've made it an annual tradition where you go every single year, Disney does an incredible job at striking a perfect balance between nostalgia and fun new surprises. So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing my favorite must-have experiences for the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. And you're also going to get a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to put on such an amazing event. You're going to hear from EPCOT Chef de Cuisine, Kevin Downing, and Disney Proprietors of Festivals, DiCicco and Tom Kovacs. So this episode is made possible through a partnership with Walt Disney World. We are so incredibly grateful for the chance to share the magic, imagination, and all the unforgettable moments that make Disney vacations oh so special. With all the helpful tips I've shared so far in this series, now is the perfect time to start planning your own magical getaway. You can visit DisneyWorld.com to get started today, and be sure to check out all the links mentioned in the episode description. Welcome to the Thought Card, a podcast about travel and money, where planning, saving, and creativity leads to affording travel, building wealth, and paying off debt. We are the financially savvy travelers. Okay, now before I dig into my favorite must-have experiences, I do want to share a bit of this festival's backstory. So in 2025, the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival celebrates its 30th anniversary. When the first festival launched in 1994, it lasted 38 days and included topiaries, gardening education, and several special exhibitions. Today, though, the annual festival spans nearly 3 months, from March 5th to June 2nd, 2025, and it features over 24 gardens, 70 character topiaries, outdoor kitchens, musical performances, and so much more. So as I mentioned earlier, each EPCOT festival has its own unique storyline and the stars of the show. For the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival, Mother Earth is the star of the show. And this year's festival's tagline is 30 years and growing, which highlights how the festival continues to grow larger each year.
I've been with the festival team for about 15 years now, and it's amazing to see the growth. It was hard for me to envision 15 years ago this is what it would be. So, looking into the future, the sky's the limit.
Now, you just heard from Tom Kovacs, Disney's proprietor of festivals and business relations. Now, what I took away from that conversation with Tom Kovacs and DiCicco, two Disney proprietors of festivals, is really that this festival is full of meaning. And this festival really celebrates the beauty of nature. And every aspect at Disney is intentionally designed to convey a story. Each element is crafted with creativity, innovation, and experimentation, driving the process. So every arrangement you see has a purpose and contributes to the bigger picture, a celebration of the wonders of nature and storytelling. The beauty of nature is woven seamlessly into every aspect of this event. Whether it's the vibrant topiaries, the fragrant gardens, delicious food offerings, or the colorful flower displays, Curious to learn more about the creative process developing this event, you're going to hear from Rick DiCicco, proprietor of Food and Beverage, Festivals, and Business Development.
Well, we host a weekly creative meeting, and it could really be on the topic of just about anything. When we're looking at the park holistically, particularly thinking about Flower and Garden Festival, we're storytellers. So what is the story that we're trying to tell? We want to really stick to kind of the Walt Disney and Imagineering guidelines of pick a great story and tell it very well. So we have a tremendous group of people that we get to work with from really every discipline, from graphic design to show writers and architects and landscape and entertainment folks. So we get the idea. We will take a good idea from anyone. We often say there's never a bad time for a good idea. So when we take those, we kind of put them through the filter and the team runs with it. And we love to, again, be able to develop the concept and see it in action.
So, as promised, let's go ahead and get started with these can't miss experiences that will turn your visit really into this unforgettable spring celebration. So, first off, I want you to take in the stunning visuals at EPCOT. Since its early days, Topiaries have been a beloved part of this festival, bringing characters to life through greenery and blooms. So the story goes that Walt Disney, inspired by the intricate topiaries he admired during his travels through Europe, dreamed of bringing that same botanical artistry to the parks. And today, that dream lives on each spring at EPCOT. So as you stroll through the parks, you'll be surrounded by vibrant flower beds of reds, purples, orange, and various shades of blue. Nearly 200,000 flower beds were installed in March alone. So the park is bursting with color. Blooms like snapdragons and violas offer that wow factor that celebrates the beauty of spring. At Disney, horticulturists use creativity, innovation, and experimentation to tell really engaging stories through plants. From the all-new Maui and Moana topiary, which you can find in the front entrance, to the Seven Dwarfs, which you can find in the Germany Pavilion, you have Simba and Friends, and even Miss Piggy with her travel-ready suitcase. Each of these structures, they are like living structures crafted with such accuracy. They're so lifelike and instantly recognizable. You'll see them and you'll know, oh my gosh, this is Beauty and the Beast, which is absolutely stunning. So we had a chance to go behind the scenes and learn that there are actually 4 unique styles of topiaries used throughout the Flower and Garden Festival. And many of these topiaries return year after year. Some are built on stainless steel frames filled with sphagnum moss and plant material. So they typically have a lifespan of around 2 to 3 years. And these living structures made of plants are a testament to the Disney horticulture's team's creativity, innovation, and dedication to detail. So throughout this episode, you're going to definitely hear me talk about creativity, innovation, dedication to detail, like all of these things. It's a through line that really comes through in various different elements of the festival. One of my favorite things about visiting during this festival in particular is that these lush garden displays really transform EPCOT into this living work of art that's equally enchanting for both kids and adults. It's absolutely stunning. And let me say that this, like everything we're talking about today, is very visual. So please head over to my website, thoughtcart.com, if you are curious to see all of the visuals and some of the videos that I was able to capture. It will all be there in the blog post. Again, we made it really easy for you. All the links will be in the episode description. So next we have a special garden exhibit. So speaking of greenery, this year you can see colorful flowers from around the world at Communicore Hall. So inside, there's not only comfortable seating for those looking for a peaceful place to relax, you can also grab a bite to eat at the EPCOT Farmers Feast, and you can explore an informative gallery to learn about the festival's history, and see stunning, colorful flower towers and additional topiaries. Now, something that is really special that I learned by attending the festival this year, and it's interesting because I actually attended this festival years prior. And during prior years, I did have a chance to go to Butterfly Landing, but I took away so much more information and I felt really moved this year. So let me take a step back and just kind of share with you all the things you need to know. So the third must-have experience is seeing the butterflies up close here at the Flower and Garden Festival. So Disney aims to showcase nature's beauty and explore how cutting-edge research can positively impact the environment. So when you think of butterflies, butterflies often symbolize transformation, new beginnings, and the arrival of spring, right? So warm weather and the start of the growing season. Similar to bees, butterflies are really important pollinators that help spread pollen. So monarch butterflies in particular, they embark on this incredible migration from Mexico all the way up to Canada every year. Many of them actually passing through Walt Disney World. But although monarch butterflies are one of the most well-known species of butterflies, their population has decreased by 90% over the last 20 years. So this decrease is mainly due to the loss of habitat that provides this critical resources for them during their annual migration. So to support the monarch populations and their migration journey, Disney's Animal Sciences and Environment team is actively studying how these butterflies use the parks. And they're also exploring ways to create growing habitats that help them thrive. So during the festival, walk through Butterfly Landing, where you'll get to see butterflies of all shapes and sizes. Some of them will be flying overhead. You're going to see caterpillars slowly making their way up the branches, butterflies laying their eggs, and larvae waiting for the next big moment in their life cycle. So I really love Butterfly Landing, not only to see these beautiful insects, but also just like sitting and just like taking it all in. You'll see people so happy and curious of all ages, kids to older folks. They're pointing, they are with their phones out. They are really, really looking for being able to spot these beautiful insects. Like it's just so engaging and interactive. So it's just a wonderful experience for the entire family. And I think for me, again, what made this experience really special this year is learning more about monarch butterflies and learning about how Disney is actively making strides to contribute to the conservation efforts. Super powerful. So overall, Butterfly Landing is more than just a beautiful walk-through garden. Like I mentioned, that was how I felt a couple years ago because I really didn't know the back end and the research that Disney's doing. But today, like right now, I see Butterfly Landing as an educational experience that inspires conservation because sure, you can admire these butterflies up close, but I also encourage you to look at the informative signage that Disney has up because they'll share with you simple and actionable ways that you can help create butterfly-friendly habitats at home, in your backyard, all of these ways that we can support these important pollinators. And again, I have photos and visuals and even some photos of the signage as well. So if you do want to learn more about the monarch butterflies and how you can create your own butterfly-friendly habitat at home, definitely head to the blog post for more information. Okay, so by now, if you're visiting Disney World with a little one, an infant or a toddler, they are ready to get out of the stroller. They are ready to stretch their legs, play around. And we are in luck because one of the experiences that I highly recommend for families is to stop by the playgrounds because this is a perfect place where your little ones can run, they can jump, they can climb, and they can meet other kids. So in between the Imagination Pavilion and the Canadian entrance, which you can find in the World Showcase, there is a new playground. It's called Play Along Bay Play Garden. It's a nautical themed playground for young explorers. Now, this playground is right next to Yacht Grub and Beach Grub. Again, it's a great place to just relax, enjoy some food, and just give the kids a place to really just enjoy themselves. So Baby K loved the playground area, and it was just a highlight in the middle of our day to kind of break up, between the morning activities and the evening and afternoon activities. What I also loved about this playground is that there was no time limit. So you can take as much time as you need to relax, to play, to enjoy your food at one of the outdoor kitchens. Like, it's just an awesome place for the entire family. Now, planning a Disney trip with a toddler or infant can feel like a lot sometimes, which is why I created the Disney with Toddlers Planning Bundle to help you feel calm and confident and totally prepared for your Disney vacation. So after 3+ years of planning Disney trips for our own family, I've really learned what works and what takes up unnecessary space in your stroller or park bag. So I've put everything I wish I had when I started and everything I've learned into a practical bundle. We have a toddler packing list. We have snack ideas that won't end up getting squished. And also my exclusive mom hacks that save me time, energy, and again, just makes everything so seamless. So this bundle will help you feel on top of everything you need to care for your little one. And you can grab it at thoughtcard.com/Disney bundle. And of course, the link will be in the episode description as well. Okay, moving on to the next experience, we have jamming out at the Garden Rocks concert. So when it becomes nightfall, the fun does not stop at the festival. So at nighttime, you're going to get ready for musical performances from talented local acts to globally recognized artists at America Gardens Theater. So there are various show times, and during our Disney trip, we really enjoyed catching a show-stopping performance by Evolution Motown. So Evolution Motown is an Orlando-based group of musicians that pay tribute to Motown, funk, R&B, and soul. And I love that they played a variety of classics from back in the day all the way to present day. And my best recommendation is if you do want a seat to these performances, arrive early. Okay, so an EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival has got to talk about the food, right? Okay, culinary experiences is amazing here at the festival. And what's really important to know is that these culinary experiences, as expected, is inspired by nature. So this festival isn't only just a feast for the eyes. This festival, yes, it has visuals like the lush gardens, the topiaries, the floral displays, and all of that just inspires the creativity in the kitchen as well. So I don't know if you know this, but outdoor kitchens started in 2013 at the festival. And at the time, they just started with a few outdoor kitchens. But since then, it has blossomed to over 20 outdoor kitchens. And each offers unique offerings showcasing a variety of flavors and culinary techniques. I had a chance to sit down with the EPCOT Chef de Cuisine, Kevin Downing, and here's what he had to say.
So I think the overarching thought process for the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival is, again, like I had mentioned, the best of the season, the best of Mother Nature that Mother Nature can provide. We want to keep things simple. We want to have dishes that are easily relatable for our guests and for our families and kids. But we also want to push the palate of our guests too. So we try to push some items with maybe some more unique ingredients. Certainly, we like to challenge our cast members with some plate ups to make the plates look beautiful. I think when you walk around Flower and Garden, you will see that they have a lot of edible herbs and flowers on the plates. We try to make them look, in many cases, like a little garden. So we really push that forward with our cast, and we're trying to push that to our guests too, because we've seen the evolution. But again, like I just said, we know our guests like some familiar favorites, so we try to keep some of those, but we're always willing to kind of push the boundary a little bit because we've noticed our guests are looking for that. They come to Walt Disney World and they know now that food is part of their vacation when they come here, and they want to experience not just, their favorite, the Mickey ice cream bar or like the turkey leg, but they want to experience something new and something different.
At the festival, every plate is not only delicious, finger-licking good, but also visually stunning. And oftentimes, these plates are adorned with edible flowers and herbs that mirror the festival's floral displays. And here are a couple of standout features of the festival that I thought was really fascinating. So first, you have the Farmer's Feast. And this is really cool because the menu changes mid-festival to highlight the freshest ingredients available, and it also encourages guests to return for new culinary experiences. So when I visited at the start of the festival in March, we had a set menu, and by April, the menu changed, and the menu will continue to change until the end of the festival, which I think is really, really cool. I think it also evokes a little bit of FOMO. So if you want to continue going to the festival, this is a great opportunity because you're going to find new culinary experiences, which I think is really, really awesome. Another important thing that I learned is that this festival also really embraces local sourcing. So they get local ingredients not only from Disney property, the Disney greenhouses, but also local Florida farms as well. And Disney's really committed to freshness and sustainability, which enhances the dishes and aligns, of course, with the festival's theme of celebrating nature.
When you walk around this park during Flower and Garden and you take a look at some of the visuals that we have, the topiaries, the gardens, the park is beautiful and it really is inspiring to see. It's one of my favorite festivals just because of that. I get to walk around EPCOT every day and get to see that. And I think what we'd like to take away from that, or guests to take away from that, is the same thing from the food perspective. We're trying to use the best that's out there, the most seasonal, and that it's maybe you go home and you're inspired to go to your local farmer's market and maybe try some fresh ingredients instead of going to the big jumbo grocery store, or buy something a little bit more local, or try something different when you go home. I think that's what this festival is about more than any other, is about really kind of thinking about more that farm to table approach, that more local farmer, the best of the season, and really trying to inspire yourself to kind of take a look around what you have in your own backyard, right? I think sometimes we forget that everywhere, no matter where you live, you're going to have these opportunities. You have local farmers, dairy farmers, meat purveyors, butcher shops, bakeries. And we see this more and more everywhere, that people are going more local and looking for those more boutique experiences. And I think this festival is a good kind of intro to that for our guests.
Now, if you want to hear more from EPCOT Chef de Cuisine Kevin Downing, I have the full interview shared in my newsletter, my Substack newsletter. So I'll have the link there. You can get a behind the scenes look and again, learn more about what it takes to put on such an incredible event. So overall, we left the festival with not only full bellies, but we also have this newfound appreciation for the artistry of food and the importance of local and seasonal ingredients, and how even when we are at home, we can still shop local, support local, and get fresh ingredients throughout the seasons. Now, in the blog post I mentioned that I wrote for this episode, I have tips for making the most of this festival. And I'm going to share with you a couple here, but definitely if you want the full scoop, definitely head over to thoughtcard.com. So I really think it's important for you to review the online festival foodie guide before you get to the park and make a wish list of what you want to try, whether those are drinks or dishes. Like, there's just so much to try. So I think having a game plan all around makes a lot of sense. Now, when you get to EPCOT, you want to grab yourself a free festival passport. Now, to make the most of your experience, I also recommend bringing with you a pen so that you can cross off items and note the ones that you really, really enjoyed. So if you look at my festival passport, it is marked up. I have things that I starred. I have things like, this is my top 10, my top 5. I just really enjoy just kind of remembering and keeping track of the things I loved. So again, for next year I go, I can have my go-tos that I felt like I really, really enjoyed. So some of the dishes that I really, really enjoyed are like frushi, which is strawberry, pineapple, and honeydew wrapped in coconut rice and soy wraps served with coconut cream sauce and toasted coconut. Let me tell you, so it's really like sushi, but with fruits. And the idea when I read it for the first time, by the way, this is like a classic item. So this has been on the menu for a while and everybody loves it. But for me, this is the first time that I had it. And the idea of like fruits in my sushi it sounded interesting, but I wasn't sure about it. But let me tell you, it was so delicious. So top five frushi. Also in the French pavilion, we loved the croissant à fromage. And this was also very baby friendly. So baby K loves his croissants. He loves chocolate croissants. And now I can say he likes cheese croissants as well. So this croissant has goat cheese, herbs, and roasted garlic. And oh my God, it is so delicious. I really appreciated the primavera. This is a penne, shrimp, zucchini, peas, asparagus, and creamy pepe sauce. Absolutely delicious. So this also is important because like I don't eat meat. So of course mine is all going to be like more vegetarian friendly. I do eat fish. So the taco de camarón was delicious. This was a crispy tempura battered shrimp in a flour tortilla with dried hibiscus flowers and chipotle aioli. So these are just some of the dishes that oh my gosh, I was so happy. I was just so giddy, so happy. And having a pen to be able to just make some quick notes really, really made a difference. Not only that I can share with you what I enjoyed, but again, like we just kind of kept a mental note of like the things that we really, really enjoyed. Now, I also recommend small plates so that you can taste more. So I know that it may be tempted for you to be like, get like, large portions, but it's all about small plates. Like the festival, for you to be able to have more and experience more, graze more, you want to have small plates. So a great strategy that we really love to use is sharing. So we would buy, let's say, the primavera plate and then we would share. So between the two of us, the three of us, so that we can all get a little bit of taste. We could all see if we really like it, mark it on our book. But that way we get to taste more and we get to sample more. So I really, really think that's really helpful. And that really helped us to see a lot more. And the last thing I want to share here is that I know that especially when you're going to these festivals and there's a lot of food, a lot of drinks, like pulling out your wallet all the time, it's just cumbersome, right? So I recommend purchasing a festival themed Disney gift card that comes with a wristlet. So it was very easy to load up our gift card. And instead of having to pull our wallet and go in our bag every single outdoor kitchen, we were able to just swipe our wristlet and it was a gift card. So the money was taking off and we could get a balance and kind of keep track of our spending as well. So these are some of the tips. There's plenty more that you can find over on my blog. So I know that you will go ahead and enjoy just learning a couple more ways that you can just make the most of your experience. So time for my final thoughts here. So my final thoughts is that the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival is a joyous celebration of nature and creativity. It's a stunningly beautiful time to visit the Disney parks. This festival celebrates nature, creativity, innovation, and the joys of exploration, whether that's, culinary exploration or like just your imagination just taking you to different places through the topiaries and all the different characters. Just so much to experience here in this festival. And this festival, again, reminds us that nature has the power to tell powerful stories and transport us to different places. So as you savor the sights and flavors and you bring some of those learnings back home, for example, planning a visit to your local farmer's market or planting a butterfly habitat in your backyard and being more open to trying new ingredients in your own kitchen, there's a lot of learnings. At least for me, I took a lot from this festival, a lot to enjoy, a lot to savor, but there's also a lot of learning opportunities and things that you could take with you and enrich your life when you go back home. What I appreciated the most about this festival is that you are guaranteed to discover something unexpected. As we heard from the Disney team, there's a spark of inspiration that keeps the experience really exciting, no matter how many times you've attended. There are elements of the festival that feels timeless. There are fan favorite topiaries, beloved garden spaces, and returning dishes that we can look forward to every single year. And these are the comforting touch points that bring back memories and that create that sense of tradition. But at the same time, Disney continues to innovate and evolve and introduce new features and new activations and new attractions and character topiaries and dishes and artistic displays that surprise and delight. So all of this makes this festival so special. It's familiar, yet always full of wonder. So taking everything you learned from this episode, I hope you're able to plan your vacation to Walt Disney World sometime soon. If you can, definitely do not miss the opportunity to go to the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. It is beautiful. You will learn a lot, and your whole entire family will enjoy this experience. I want to say a big thank you so much again to Walt Disney World for partnering with me on this 3-part series, really focused on family and having an enjoyable vacation. Again, in episode 190, we talked about practical ways that Disney caters to families with little ones under 3 years old. In episode 191, we talked about helpful tips for planning a multi-generational Disney family vacation. And of course, in this episode, I gave you all the details on the must-have experiences for the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. So let me know if you are planning a trip to Walt Disney World. I would love to hear from you. Let's swap notes. Let's talk about what trips you have coming up and what you are most excited to experience. Now, although we are wrapping up this 3-part Disney series, there are many, many more resources for you. I have tons of resources. So I want to point you to 2 in particular. So I have a blog post all about smart ways that you can save money on your Walt Disney World vacation. So you will find that link in the episode description. And also don't forget that I organize all of our Disney content into a Spotify playlist for you so you can binge listen to all our Disney episodes in one place. It's going to be awesome, whether you're on a road trip or you're just, doing your laundry at the house, or you're on the plane heading to Walt Disney World. Like this playlist, we have lots of resources, lots of ideas, lots of tips. So all of those things are going to be right there for you in that Spotify playlist.